We're strong. That's what the indicator is. So we're powerful. Let's never forget that we're powerful, and we're going to keep fighting until we win. Thank you very much. Who else wants to go? Cool. Yeah.
Peace, everybody. Yeah, the cops working hard, but we've been working hard too, you know. Like we've been out here. It's just beautiful to see all right. They've been out here with us though. It's beautiful to see all of you here today, and standing up for the rights of others is really important, and it's what I've dedicated my life to, and all of these people out here have dedicated their lives to standing up for what's right. And many of us are Dr. Monteiro students, but many of us are just affiliated with students of him, and just know people who know him, and some people I know signed a petition, never even met the man. And it's because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And when what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I'll listen to you. And when Temple University has a neoliberalist project that says to displace black people who have been here for centuries, to displace them, to move them out of their own neighborhoods, to move them out of their own communities, and to say that they don't even see a black community, that's fucking wrong. And we stand up. Like, I'm from North Philly, but like many of y'all from the suburbs, like they don't even know where they at. Like I was with my boyfriend. We was walking down Cecil B. Moore, and you know, like the shops at Avenue North. And I made a comment to my boy. I was like, "What the hell is Avenue North? Like that? We on Broad Street. Do y'all know where we are right now? Like we're literally on Broad Street. What is the shops at Avenue North?" And some kind Samaritan said to me, "Well, Avenue North's right there. That's what Avenue North is." And I think North Philly is somewhere that way. I was like, "Boy, we in North Philly." I was so pissed. But that's the narrative that Temple. That's not his fault. That's Temple's fault that they don't know where they at. Right? That's the narrative that Temple pushes. Oh, this is Temple Town. I'ma keep saying this, and I'ma say it till Monteiro's and till Soufas is out, until the College of Liberal Arts has a just and liberal and peaceful environment and a dean that we can be proud of. I'm gonna say until this university is a university that we can be proud of. We're in North Philly. North Philly with an F. Like, we in North Philly. Don't disrespect our people and come in here with all these arms. Like, y'all see all these guns out here? Like, a lot of arms. Y'all coming out here with arms.
Living in the military state, girl.
Yeah. Y'all coming out here with, and it's not just the weapons, but like the physical weapons, but it's the weapons of displacement, it's the weapons of gentrification, it's the weapons of racism. It's just disrespect. And I just want to commend all of you and just know that we're going to keep fighting to stand up for what's right. It's just simply right. It's just cut dry. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Soufas and Monteiro out. Reinstate Dr. Monteiro.
Thank you, Sister Kashara. Didn't I tell you that was bad? Yes. Bad and smart, intelligent, strong. That's what we need for this united front. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce the two brothers again. They just did a little piece over in Norris Apartments, and they're going to do something again. These brothers came all the way from New York, so we want to give them an opportunity to go again.
Sister Patrice, thank you so much. Let's give her a hand for organizing this. And give yourselves a hand for being right here. You deserve it. We're representing People's Organization for Progress, the New York branch, and the Brothers Rising Poetry Collective on behalf of our chairman, Lawrence Ham. And Dr. Monteiro showed a lot of love and support for. And we can't wait for the both of them to meet. It's time to bring back Dr. Anthony Monteiro, Without this distinguished professor, we are missing a people's scholar. We are missing a brother to teach about W.B. Du Bois. For teaching how Du Bois and his comrades, Shirley Graham Du Bois, Claudia Jones, Paul Robeson, Lorraine Hansberry, reminding us that a slaveocracy is not a democracy. It's time to bring back Tony Monteiro, internationalist and leader in Solidarity for African Liberation, and teaching a political education that it's not enough just to bring him back. We have to chase all the money changers out of Temple. Thank you. And my name is Angel Martinez, and this is the chair of Pop New York, Carlos Raul Duflar.
In behalf, I just wanted to say to a professor in the tradition of William B. Du Bois, of Paul Robeson, of Claudia Jones, and so many other people that gave life. They gave history. They teach us history, just like he did. And even those who even don't like it, they know the truth. Some are blind, they can't help that. But I know that he must be instated to the board of directors of Temple University. We must be responsible, the people, the students. I remember that I was also influenced, like you say that. I had a teacher that influenced me, and she was a graduate of Antioch, and I'm an alumni of Antioch University. And because of some of those teachers, those professors that gave us that knowledge, gave us the life to fight, to have the science of life. I call it the science of life. Without that science of life, I probably would have been dead, just like many people that I knew in Harlem. But this is to deal with the tradition of those great scholars, and especially one that died so many years ago, 51 years ago as of today. Brother, professor, scholar, William B. Du Bois, and Brother Tony Monteiro does represent that. That's why they don't like him, because he's telling the truth. And this is also replying to the board of directors. And those who think that they're going to oppose him, he will win and he will be reinstated. I have to say that. He will be reinstated. Because when you speak the power of truth, the oppressor always fears it. He's scared. He's scared. He could use all the things he wants, but the power of love, like I said, peace and love. So this is to reply to that same poem that the professor asked me to read again. Thank you, Professor. Solidarity to a brother worker, black, brown, and red. And at that moment, when the sun is blue, the corporate structure proclaims a neoliberal order. In the language of lies, they come after us, destroying our schools, setting up a brainwashed curricula. And when they bend like a hanging tree, they deny our human rights. Our democratic human rights, like a double cross of the old order. For all the working class poor in this natural world, united for a living wage, what do we want? What do we want? Justice for Brother Professor Monteiro. What do we want? Let's come on, let's come on.
Justice! Justice!
And now, when this white sky in the land of the gentry rise as a night of the bourgeoisie, the master plan to remove the people from their homes, destroy public housing, which is an ugly word, gentrification like in every corner, developing condominiums rising, drifting into homeless throughout the land. For this poem does not finish, it only begins. It carries a message of unity for our brother, like a burning fist, to reinstate Brother Dr. Tony Monteiro. And to those of the board of directors, and I repeat this back again, and whatever they are, I do know the science of law. Let's get that clear. And I want to say, he deserves it, and let's clap. Whoever they want to say it, and whoever hides, I know who you are. You can't hide, because when you got love, Ain't nobody could destroy you. So reinstate. Let's say it out loud. Reinstate Professor Tony Monteiro. Power to the people. Thank you very much. Peace and love.
Thank you so much, Brother Carlos, Brother Angel. Now I want to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Glenn Ford, the executive editor of the Black Agenda Report. I have a lot I have to say, but Dr. Monteiro said, be quick, because he wants to give him as much time, because he has to be back to New York on a train at 6 o'clock. So I want to introduce this powerful man. I mean, he's a pit bull. He's been on Obama's ass for 7 years now, and it hasn't let go. Let's give it up for Glenn Ford.
And if I lose my place, I'll never find my speech. Now, it's cold out here, but y'all are bringing some heat on this administration. Power to the people. And when I say power to the people, I'm specifically talking about the people of Philadelphia, and more specifically, the people of North Philadelphia, because this is your home, your house, and Temple University just lives in that house. Temple is known far and wide as an important center of learning, but today you are teaching them a lesson. You're teaching them a lesson on how to act when you're in somebody else's house, because this is your house, even if they don't know that they're in North Philadelphia. You're teaching them that they don't own Philadelphia. This neighborhood and this city and its people are not here for Temple University's convenience. It's Temple's job to prove to you that it is worthy of operating in your house. It's not the other way around. They have not learned their lesson, so much more education is in order, and that's what you've been doing today, and they best pay more attention. The first thing that they're going to have to learn is that when you're living in somebody else's house, you can't treat the rest of the occupants like they are squatters, which is what Temple University does to the people of North Philadelphia. Temple University is an active agent of gentrification. Gentrification doesn't just kind of happen like the weather. People put it in motion and they cultivate it, and that's what Temple does. That's also what Columbia University does in New York. It's what the University of Chicago does. It's what all these other citadels of business that claim to be dedicated to a higher purpose do in the cities in which they're ensconced. That they behave as if they are the only things of value, and that you are just temporary sojourners who should be packing up to move someplace else so that property values can continue to rise. You're just here as visitors, even though you predated them. You're here today to disabuse Temple University and those people in those windows up there, to tell them that they are going to have to learn to live with the neighbors they've got, not the ones that they are intent on moving in after you're gone. Gentrification, as you know, is war, and the people of North Philadelphia will not tolerate any further aggressions from Temple University or all those banks and such that they're allied with. And that also goes for Temple University's friends in city government, who have always used the police as an instrument of terror, and now also deploy the police to facilitate the social crime of gentrification. That's their new specialization on a very old tool. Temple University is complicit in this terror tactic and will be held accountable, and that's why they don't talk to you. The civilized people of North Philadelphia will not tolerate this kind of behavior in their house because they are confident and aware that they are in possession of this house and they're not going to give it up. They will also not be abused as lowly servants of the university and allow themselves to be treated as if they're lucky to have any kind of job at all on this campus. If there is no living wage and there are no secure conditions of work for Temple's employees, then life is going to have to get a lot more complicated for those people right up there in those windows, because the people of Philadelphia are labor, and labor is the people. And if labor is not secure and respected at Temple, then Temple will find its position insecure in Philadelphia, as it should be. Temple University's transgressions against its students, especially its students of color, are so grave, so serious, as to call the university's entire mission into question. This is not an aberration. It goes to the heart of why they are here, what they intend to do while they're here. If this is a place of higher learning, then what does it teach? Does it by deed and by example teach supremacy of race and supremacy of class? Is that the real curriculum here at Temple University? Of course it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here today. Temple also teaches that treachery and duplicity are character traits that should be cultivated and admired. The university's behavior over the past year regarding the African American Studies Department has been totally dishonest and totally dishonorable, a deplorable example of both racist and cutthroat capitalist behavior. The university pretended with a straight face to have reconsidered and rethought its assault on the autonomy of the African American Studies Department. And then, in the blink of an eye, it terminates the contract of the person at the center of the defense of that department, Dr. Tony Monteiro. And this, of course, brings us to the subject that I feel must be addressed publicly all the time and in the harshest terms, and I was overjoyed to see that it is being addressed. And that is the subject of Dr. Molefi Asante's dastardly behavior in all of this. All of you, of course, know what happened. The president of this university has confirmed what was already obvious to any observer, that Dr. Asante was complicit in Dr. Monteiro's termination. He didn't just acquiesce to it, he was part of the initiation of it. And yet, especially in academia, but also in other black circles, there is a reluctance to denounce or even acknowledge Asante's treachery. The truth is that black folks in the United States are not comfortable talking about internal treachery, especially in mixed company, sometimes off to the side, but not in mixed company. Malcolm X, of course, didn't bite his tongue about treachery in black ranks, but we don't have many Malcolm X's today. The reluctance to discuss black backbiters is rooted in history. Black people in the United States has survived as a despised minority because unity has always been a watchword or an ideal, sometimes not acted out in reality, but always as an ideal. And in general, that kind of ideal served us well over the generations. But we often forget that unity means unity in struggle, not unity with those who are sabotaging our struggle, as is the case with Molefi Asante. When we allow folks to join the enemy camp without the punishment of disgrace and denunciation, just for the sake of a false unity, then our striving for unity works against us. It becomes a weakness. It allows the unprincipled people who are among us to join our adversaries with impunity. They pay no price. We pay the price. There are many things that we do not have in Black America. We don't have millions of dollars to fund a movement. We don't have a huge communications network to communicate with our people simultaneously. And the list of things that we don't have is a very long one. But there is something that we do have, and that is the power to denounce and to shun those who betray us. We can do that. We have the power to delegitimize those kinds of people and thereby destroy their usefulness to our adversaries. It is the one power that cannot be taken away from us, and we have to use it. So, as we confront Temple University for all of its transgressions against the people of Philadelphia, let us also denounce those Black people who assist Temple University and the banks and that whole matrix of oppression. Most notably and most dishonorably, we must denounce and shun and make an example of Dr. Molefi Asante. Thank you.
Give it up again for Brother Glenn. He brought it. I told you he was going to bring it. Yes. I would not want to be an enemy of that man. So now I want to bring up Mahir Patel. He has a piece he wants to share with us, a very powerful piece that he made a video of. So check it out. It's on Justice for Dr. Monteiro, the Facebook page. So we'll give him a few moments while he
finds it on my phone.
Finds it on his phone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Patrice. Before I share this, I just want to share a couple thoughts. First of all, thank you everyone that came out here today, right? Thank you, Student Coalition, community members, Temple University Administration, Temple University Police. You definitely make this a well-rounded company. And you know, we got to think about it, right? Every hour that we're here, we are costing them money, right? Like, how many cops are around us? How much do they get paid per hour? How much is this costing the university to police its own people, right? I'm just wondering, I don't know. So another thought that I had is, you know, when Du Bois was in town, he wasn't really respected, right? He wasn't really respected by the institutions, right? He was really honored posthumously, right? It was really after he left, after he got acknowledgement outside, that he received acknowledgement inside. And you know, it would be a real shame if that were to happen here at Temple with Dr. Monteiro, but it seems that they're having a really hard time, even though we're like giving the message to them in their face that, hey, you have a gem here. There is a gem here in your backyard, right? But anyways, this piece was a message to myself, and it was really inspired by the revolutionary spirit that is alive and well here in North Philadelphia. But yeah, it's called Uncomfort Justice. When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. Don't get too comfortable. The work has just begun. Sweat drops dripping down bushy brows signal a silent soldier secretly stirring. Welcome to warrior training. The people need you to be stronger. We need you to work harder, work faster, work smarter. Fight the battles that matter. Long roads tilting uphill to distant horizons. Keep your eyes upon to pass that horizontal barring. Release those can'ts, no's, don'ts, won'ts. Let go. Continue forward. Steady steps, smooth strides, syncopated harmonic rhythms flowing faintly on waves of winds caressing, reinvigorating, remembering struggles of our elders before they came before upon the fields of this war, before they came with their sit-in, salt marches, boycotts, occupying their jihad with work, time, commitment, dedication, patience, not settling for a half-hearted overnight instant struggle settlement. So don't get too comfortable. The work has just begun. Cecil did not cease his struggle against Gerard's old walls, fighting for months in the streets before laying long legal legacies. Let's remember real power. The people doesn't stop like a mountain sitting, but moves as orbits twisting around celestial consciousness. So, don't get too comfortable. The work has just begun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Mahir. That was powerful. I want to introduce Dr. Monteiro now.
Thank you very much. I don't have a lot to say today. I've spoken so much. And Glenn Ford and the poetry and the students have said so much. I just want to reiterate. This is a movement for justice. I am only, I guess, a symbol of it. This is much deeper than me, and I must admit, I never imagined anything like this coming out of a struggle to get me my job back. I did know this, however, that when I received the letter from the dean that my contract would not be renewed, that I would have to fight. I didn't think about it. I knew I would have to fight. And I knew that this fight would have to involve more than me. It would have to involve the students, but it would have to involve the community. And we would have to form a coalition of a new type. And we would have to call upon all people who believe in justice, all people who have at one or another time felt the insult of white supremacy, of misogyny, of homophobia. All people, no matter what your station is, who knew something about injustice, we would just ask them to join us based upon a simple principle. No dean, no chairman of a department, no president of a university, no matter what the bylaws or the charter of the university say, has a right to do wrong. You don't have a right to do wrong. To whom much is given, much is required. You don't have this power to use it any way you want to.